Our God is good, isn't He? Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Oh, our God is good. And I learned that your walk with the Lord doesn't, when you get older, doesn't dry up. It gets more passionate, more intense because you've been with Him longer. When I was in seminary, I was in my early 20s, and seminary is graduate school. You go to learn theology, and I was in seminary, and so a church in Queens called the seminary up and said, please, we're having these big meetings, and we want you to send one of your young seminary students that's on fire for God. And so I didn't know what the question was or the request. And then the professor comes up to me and says, David, there's a church in Queens and they're looking for some fiery preacher. Would you go and represent us? I said, okay, I'll go. I'm just a young guy. I'm 25 years old. I said, I don't know. I'm not just this quote unquote, this preacher with this extensive resume and history. I said, I'll go. And so when I get there, there were 3 generations of preachers in the pulpit area sitting there. There was the son who was in his late 20s, the father who was in his late 50s, the grandfather that was in his late 70s. And so I'm just intimidated. Look, when you look at 3 generations, and I came from a generation of heathens, I didn't have that kind of resume. You understand? How many know like your first fruits in your family sometimes? And so I'm real intimidated, and I'm thinking they called for me. Why? They don't need me. They got 3 generations of preachers here. And so, and all of a sudden, when the worship started to go and it got intense like we're getting today, the old man, he didn't even have his dentures properly fixed in his mouth. The old man, and I was sitting next to him, the old man says, Sonny, he said, stand me up, Sonny, stand me up. And I'm thinking, what is he saying? And when I deciphered it, he's saying, stand me up. And so he needed help to get up out of his chair. And then there was this railing right by the edge of the altar area. He said, stand me up, Sonny, stand me up near that railing. And I stood him up, I brought his hand to the railing, and he started jumping around. He said, the Lord is good, the Lord is good. I want you to know that when you get older in the Lord, your walk with God doesn't dry up. It gets more intense. It gets more passionate. It gets more satisfying. Someone Shabbat the Lord.